Hello, aloha everybody. This is Michelle from My Mindful Method coming to you from Maui, Hawaii. Thank you for joining me today for this hips class. And when you're ready, if you could please just touch your toes together, spread your knees out wide, reach your arms out. We're coming into our first pose, our child's pose. Forehead can go down onto the mat, or you can rest one cheek or the other. But remember to breathe. Inhale for 4 counts and exhale for 4 counts. Finding our breath here, tuning in, setting our intention for today's class. Think about why you came here onto your mat today. How would you like to feel after this? Inhale and exhale. If at any point during the class you need to have a rest, feel free to come back into this child's pose. We don't want to push our body into any posture if that is not necessary or not comfortable for us. Remember to breathe. Then on the next inhale, come into your all fours position. Next, drop those hips to the right into a right circle 3 times, moving that body. And then transition to the other side, dropping those hips to the left in a big circle 3 times. Make this your own, make this unique, make this you. Awesome job, yogis. Now come into our puppy's pose, hips back, chest down, drop that forehead down again. Hips are up in this pose, different from child's pose. On the next inhale, come into all fours, reach that left leg up, and then circle that left leg 3 times, one direction, and then 3 times the other direction. Lubricating the ball and socket hip joint, preparing ourselves for today's practice. Next leg, lift the right leg, circle 3 times in one direction, and then 3 times in the opposite direction. Excellent job, yogis. Now push back into your downward facing dog on the next exhale and start pedaling out those feet when you're ready. So bend one knee, you can look over to the opposite side. Bend the other knee, stretching out those hamstrings, those calves, the entire back body. Lifting the right leg, come into a runner's lunge. Feel free to drop the knee or stay with the knee lifted. Then drop the back knee, push out of the right knee that's bent. Then place those hands inside that knee that's bent. And come into your lizard, dropping those forearms onto the ground. Breathe here. Allow this myofascial release to happen on its own. Don't push it. Then come up, open that chest, and feel that left psoas stretch. Right below the abdominal muscles. On the next inhale, come into our half splits. Exhale, drop that head to the knee. Our right leg is straight and the right foot is flexed. Hips come a little bit further back, and then transition into your low lunge. Inhale, come into our side lunge, facing the side of the mat, straightening that left leg, left toes point up, right leg bends. Inhale, elongate that spine. Exhale, drop that back, reach those arms out. Feel that good side stretch in the back body as well as the groin. Feel free to reach over towards the right like I am doing here, getting a deep oblique stretch, and transition to the opposite side when you're ready. Come back to center. And then straighten both legs and bend them back down into our Malasana Yogi squat. Toes out to a 45-degree angle, hands in our prayer. Try to straighten that back, open that chest, push those elbows into the knee. Excellent work. Then you can drop that right arm down, lift the left arm up towards the sky, lift that gaze as well, if this feels comfortable. And next, move to the opposite side, remembering your breath, remembering your intention. Now straighten out those legs, hang heavy, and come into our wide leg forward fold. Let this feel good, yogis. Stretch out that back. Allow it to decompress. On the inhale, straighten everything up, and then come into our goddess pose by bending into both knees. Then drop those hands to both knees and push those shoulders down, right and then left. Exhale, fold forward into our wide-legged forward fold once again. Come into our side lunge on the opposite side. Hands into prayer if you feel like that's good for your body today. But always make your practice your own, especially if you're at home. No judgment. Reach over to the left when you feel it's right. Get that oblique side stretch. Exhale, reach to the right. Let this feel good here. Inhale, transition, pivot over to the opposite side lunge with that left knee forward. You can have the leg lifted in the back, or you can drop it down into a lower lunge. Opening that chest, pushing out of those hands, and then come into your lizard. So move that left leg over, push into that left knee. Always do what's serving you. Don't push yourself. And then on the next exhale, drop those forearms down. Tune back into your body. Allow this stretch to open up those hips. You're doing a great job. Inhale. Come into our downward facing dog. Bend into those knees. Straighten them out. Drop the heels down if you can. Feel free to walk your hands to a standing forward fold. Then they'll reach those arms up and fold forward once again. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, transition into our chaturanga, our plank. Come down, then push out into our cobra or upward facing dog. Open that chest, and close those knees and come back into our child's pose, a different variation here. Remember to breathe here. You're doing great. Come up onto all fours. Reach that left leg back. Come into our bird dog with that right arm up, straight in front of you. Then feel free to grab a hold of that left leg with the right hand and come into a back bend. This is a more advanced pose version. And on the next inhale, pull that left leg forward, come into our left lunge, and pivot that arm, that leg, into our side stretch, but a side lunge. So we're stretching out those obliques. It's called twisted monkey. Grab a hold of the back foot, bend it, and open up that chest. This is a deep stretch, so feel free to do what serves you. If this is not in your practice, no worries. Lift that left leg up into our three-legged dog. We're going to come into our pigeon. Awesome job, yogis. Now feel free to reach that right arm back, grab a hold of the right foot. And if it's in your practice, come into our king pigeon like I'm doing here. This is one variation of it. And then on the next exhale, fold down into your pigeon pose, restorative posture, stretching out the side hips. Then push those hands, open up that chest, and come back into our three-legged dog with the left leg lifted. Left foot comes forward. Pivot those feet into our wide leg forward fold. Grab a hold of the right ankle and feel free to move those hips. Find the stretch here. Transition to the other side on the next inhale. Remember your breath. Let this feel good. Move to the right side. Come into a right low lunge. Grab a hold of the back foot. Bend that knee. Get that good side stretch on the left side body. Twisted monkey. Inhale, Come onto all fours. Exhale, bird dog on the other side. Right leg up, left arm out. Feel free to back bend if this is in your practice, or just hold that bird dog stabilizing pose. Necessary to strengthen those back muscles. And this pose is obviously opening up that chest, doing that back bend. Exhale, come back into our downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up once again and pigeon on the other side. Open up that chest, push out of those palms. Feel free to reach that left arm back, grab a hold of left foot. If this king pigeon is in your practice, feel free to do this by clasping both hands. Awesome work, yogis. You're doing a wonderful job. Come into normal pigeon pose, resting the forehead down. Remember your breath, remember your intention. How would you like to feel after this class? Inhale, open up that chest, push those palms. Exhale, come back into our downward facing dog. Take our flow here, plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to our first child's pose with the knees out wide, toes touching. Feel free to close those eyes. Ask yourself, how do you feel now than when you came onto your mat? Next, on the next inhale, come and sit on your bottom, straighten those legs. We're going to come into my favorite pose. It's called seated forward fold. So straighten those legs, reach those arms up, reach the spine up on the inhale. Exhale, fold, tummy first, and then chest, and then head and nose to knees if possible, reaching for those ankles. But the purpose of this is to allow for quad and tummy to touch first. Breathe here. Inhale, pull that left knee in. Place that left foot on the opposite side of the right knee. Reach that left arm back. Right arm goes up and then twist. So push off of the right elbow. Push that into the left knee. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, twist. Opposite side, counter twist. Opening up that chest a little more. Pushing off that same knee. Inhale, pull the opposite knee and cross it over the left leg. Right arm goes back, left arm reaches up. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, twist. This is called half Lord of the Fishes pose. Awesome for your internal organs. Twisting, detoxifying, putting pressure on them. And then transition to the other side. Counter twist here. Let this feel great on the body. Nice. Now roll onto your back, adjust yourself. Lift those legs up, we're coming into our happy baby. So clasp the outsides of the feet and move those hips right and left. Feel free to straighten those legs, get playful with it, and remember to smile. This is awesome for our digestive system. So remember to have fun with it. Always have fun in yoga. Don't be too serious. So place the soles of the feet together like we're in butterfly, but we're going to come into our Supta Baddha Konasana. Left hand onto the heart, right hand onto the belly. Close those eyes. This is our last pose of class. We're going to end here, but just stay here for a few moments. Really taking in the benefits of the class. Think about how you feel now versus when you first started. You did a wonderful job. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. So feel free to stay here or start wiggling those toes, those fingers. Stretch the body out. Thank you so much for joining me for today's class. I hope you join me for another one of my videos. Feel free to check out my blog, mymindfulmethod.com. And be sure to subscribe to my channel here. Hit that like button, and I'll see you next time, yogis.